It didn't switch over there. Hello, everybody. I'm back. So are these two. That's Mary.
Hello.
That's Rob. You definitely know who we are. We've come to tell you all about a little festival up in Scotland, haven't we? A night in Glasgow, beautiful city, called TRNSMT. Not tramlines, because I keep saying tramlines when it's transmit. How are you both doing anyway?
All right. I'm a bit annoyed.
Why?
I don't want to hear about that, but I've just had my nails done and they look shit and they cost me £40.
Same old for you then, isn't it?
That is annoying.
How are you, Robert?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. All good.
Good.
Struggling to think about what happened at tramlines, to be honest.
TRNSMT. See?
I keep doing that.
That's
as well.
why I said it.
Because I've had 3 festivals since then.
Yeah. What have you had since?
Truck, tramlines, and Tomorrowland, all the T's.
Yeah.
Alliteration. Oh, well, it's nice and energetic already. I'm loving this.
It doesn't have to be all
the vibe will
hyper,
pick
though,
up.
does it?
It'll
Like,
pick
it's
up.
not even a bad vibe. It's just a
Fingers
conversation, isn't it? You
Fingers
don't have to. People want that. They can go listen to fucking Jake Paul.
Why would they do that? He's
Exactly.
He's awful. But yeah, today we're going to get granular. We're going to tell you all about TRNSMT, not tramlines, and just what went down. So you lot travelled up from 2,000 Trees, was it?
Yeah, we did.
In the van. How long was that trip?
It was 6 hours in total, but we split it into 3 and we stayed in a hotel, which was a genius idea. It wasn't the initial idea. We were thinking all year, how are we going to get from Trees to TRNSMT? And we were like, should we hire a driver? Do we need to look into that? I've got a few friends that drive for bands and stuff. Like, should we get one of them to do it?
Yeah.
Ryan was... our friend Ryan from Glasgow was like, oh, he's got a driver. Didn't even think, just do 2-3 hour legs.
Yeah.
So how far? Where is Trees?
Trees. I've got to say the names of them again. Trees
Is it Cheltenham?
is in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Is that
And
past London?
TRNSMT, no.
It's in the Cotswolds.
Or Cheltenham?
Cheltenham, yeah.
Cheltenham. And TRNSMT is obviously in Glasgow. So it is a long trek, but we stayed in a really cheap hotel that was just fine. It was one out of services. And I think ones where they're out of services, it's like purpose built in it. So there's never going to be, unless there's a massive event on, there's not much of a surge on them. So it was only like 60 quid for the night.
Oh, that's not bad.
And it was...
What, for all of you?
Yeah, like all in. I think it was a room of 3. 3 singles.
That's decent, that.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
No, it was fine, you know. It was no issue. It was tiring, and we knew it would be tiring.
Always is.
But it was a tough week content-wise, I think, and we'll talk about that maybe in a bit. But it was, that's what we did, and then we drove up, and I can't remember what we did when we first got there. Oh, we went to the house, didn't we? Because we had the house booked.
Oh, yeah,
Harry
that
Potter
little house.
Street house.
The bungalow.
Privet Drive. Harry
Yeah.
Potter Street.
Forgot
Not what it's
for a
fucking called. Well, Mary and me got the train up. Did I get
Yeah.
it with you? I can't fucking remember.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Look,
Thanks so much for remembering.
We've had festivals
We had a
since.
4-hour journey together.
Yeah, and
Did
that's
we
how
get-
forgettable you are.
Well, yeah.
Even I knew you went together.
I know. What a fucking... Anyway.
Oh my God, she's not smoked a joint in a while, and all of a sudden she's perfect.
Yeah, we got the train at like 8, didn't we? And we're hard getting up that early on a
wasn't for me.
Saturday.
Not for me. Can get up at any time.
Now it was perfect.
Body clock of a god.
Anyway.
Less we say about both of you, the better, eh?
I've never had too much of a line, probably. But yeah, we got the train up. Lovely early morning train, nice and easy. Got into Glasgow. For those of you that don't know, TRNSMT is an inner city festival. So you can pop off to town if you want, have a few bevs, come back to the festival. So
First one since Slam Dunk, is it?
I think so.
Or Park Life, I guess.
Actually, though, you can't do that.
I wouldn't say Park Life is inner city.
You're not allowed to leave once you go back in. They're quite strict about that.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Don't do that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we
We
did
managed to
that.
leave because of Ryan.
Yeah.
Because he sorted us out.
Ryan's a top boy.
But if you want to leave, you just can't go back in because they don't want people to just go to the pub and drink and not spend any money at the festival.
Yeah, good point. That's. I feel like that's the reason Slam Dunk didn't do too well when it was in the city, because everyone would just fuck off to Weatherspoons that road, wouldn't
Yeah, festival needs to have like a no re-entry when it's like that.
Yeah.
Because you would just go in the spoons, didn't you? I mean, we used to do it. We used to go sit in the spoons for like 6 hours. I went to Slam Dunk once and didn't go. I literally went and didn't.
Yeah, I went and just saw the headliner.
I mean, I did that way. Tramlines.
Yeah.
Different reasons. But, very good.
Yeah, that was.
I miss Slam Dunk in City. I
Me
really,
too. It was
really
so
liked
much
it.
better.
But it's
more of a festival.
It's
where
too
it is
much
now.
of an excuse for everyone to just sit in Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a video to make, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we
Yeah,
got
so
bad news. We do.
For everybody else,
We do.
fantastic. Bring it back. Don't bang on the table.
It's also not great for Slam Dunk either.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
lose a lot of money on beer sales and ting.
Exactly.
Aye.
But yeah, we got there to the festival a little bit after.
Yeah, you guys were already in, and when we got there was a young lad being arrested, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Just immediate thing we saw.
Typical Glasgow.
Little Ouija getting dragged off.
Yeah, probably drug related.
Well, it
Yeah.
looked at under 16. So this year at Transmit, it was over 16s only,
Was it?
which apparently is the
Yeah.
first time they've ever done that.
So they were checking IDs, and in Scotland they've got like what we used to have in this country, like
A bus pass.
no, like one of those
Like a
identity
government-
card.
yeah,
I don't know
like
if
a
we've still
citizen's
got them,
card.
but they
I
definitely.
think you can still apply for one if you, for some reason, don't want a
I know.
provisional driver's license.
But I feel like if you ever tried to use that, like if I tried to take my citizen's card to the shop and buy some booze, they probably wouldn't accept it.
I would imagine not, but maybe I don't know.
But yeah, so you had to show that at the gate if you looked under 16. And there was someone kicking off. Don't know if you remember, because their birthday was like.
Hey, it's a good job I put the
days.
washing on, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, little humming background.
Aw. I
Do you know what
can't
that
hear
is?
It'll be
Well, the reason that sorry to interrupt. The reason the washing's on is because I've just finally had a chance to do a bit of tidying up and unpacking my bags and that. And I unpacked a bag with a coat that I lent a family member of mine.
I wonder which
And I
family
thought,
member that is.
She's had that. Narrows it down even further. She's had that for a few days. She'll have slung that in the wash.
You specifically said to me,
Now I've said
Please
it. Yeah, you're
don't-
right. Now I've
please
said it. I
don't
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
try and wash the coat because
Yeah.
you might ruin it. So I didn't.
Do you know
Yeah,
what
you won't
wash I
want
put
it
it
to-
on? Standard 59
Oh well,
minute
I
wash.
could have done that for you,
Did
and
you
I
not?
would have included laundry detergent, which I know
Yeah.
you hadn't done.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Don't need it.
So you've
Don't
lost
need
out
it.
there.
Can damage the material.
Did you put in your little solutions to make it still waterproof?
No, it's not one of them. It's more like a just Cordura type fabric.
Oh, all right.
It's not a fancy one. Anyway, sorry to digress there.
It's all right.
Yeah, so there was a girl kicking off because her 16th birthday was 5 days after the festival, and they wouldn't let her in because she's obviously still 15, and she's like, but I'm 16 in 5 days.
Washing's finished.
Well, if that
That wasn't an issue, was it?
Thank God.
if she's 16 in 5 days, you're still under 16, so shut up.
It was like trying to go to like a nightclub when you're 17, but it's your birthday in 5 days. It's not going to work, and it's the same at a festival. But yeah, a lot of entry issues, I think, for people.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
good,
the
because we don't
issue.
want you if
I mean,
you're
it's
under 16.
funny. It's funny for us to look at, the weans. That's what they call them up there. The young,
bands.
the wee bands
I thought bands were like a Geordie thing.
getting.
Oh, it might be. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
I
all
know
same.
wee weans up there getting hammered.
weans?
It's funny to like see them all on a mad one. But if I was going to Transmit for 3 days, I won't want to be anywhere fucking near them.
No,
No.
but somehow a lot of them still got in because there were people that were definitely under 16.
But even
weren't there?
16's young.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because you still can't drink. But Ryan was saying it's to tackle the issue that they have every year where it's all these kids coming in just getting leathered and doing drugs.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
No
I wouldn't
doubt.
have even thought of that as a kid.
no doubt. It's
No.
all.
I was a good boy.
Well, it's just so available in it. Like the booze, obviously, is easy to get, but like, it must be hard to walk down the street in Glasgow and not get offered drugs.
I don't think I've ever been offered drugs in Glasgow.
Maybe not you or me, but like, if you're walking to Transmit in your neon biker shorts
Yeah.
and your hookup hot shots, lace fucking long arm gloves, someone's probably going to ask you if you want some MD, aren't they?
Yeah, and you're gonna say.
And you're
yeah.
going to say, aye. So yeah, I get it. I think every festival, I mean, kind of, if this was the case, then I wouldn't have had my first festival experience, but I think every festival should be 18 plus,
It should.
except maybe something like a Slam Dunk. I
I
think
think-
I don't really know what my boundary is there, but like, it's it'd just be nice if everyone was over 18.
I don't think it
Yeah.
should be 18 plus, but it should be, if you're under 18, you need an adult. You need someone who's over 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd work.
Because that allows families and stuff to go. Because
Yeah,
a lot of
good
people
point.
take
Good
their,
point.
their own kids and
Yeah.
stuff. So I reckon that's the way around it, Ryan, if you're listening. Make it 18 and family members.
Well, I met the guy who runs and owns TRNSMT at TRNSMT, it turns out. I didn't really
Sure.
know at the time. So if he's listening, which he's definitely not. He also did Tea in the Park. Like literally the guy who not just works for Tea in the Park, but like the guy, the Melvin Ben
Of Tina.
of Scotland.
Wow.
And he was introduced to me by someone. And we had a nice chat. And he was eating a fish and chips.
Why did Tea in the Park stop?
I don't know. If I'd have known, I was like knackered, and we'll come on to that because there's been some remarks about the video in that regard. But if I'd have clocked on and been up on my A game, I'd have had a great chat with him,
Yeah.
and probably, got him on poddy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was eating his fish and chips.
We were intrude.
We were having a night. No, he was like stood talking to me, while eating his fish. It wasn't like I'd gone over and he was sat eating them. He was stood, active in conversation while having them. But I just wasn't firing on. I was maybe firing on 9 out of 10 cylinders,
Right.
which is weird because you don't normally have 10. You could have 8
He's right as
or
well.
6.
12. Or I'm thinking of valves.
You can have 12. You can have 16 if you're in a. Anyway.
Cars, Mary.
Right. I did.
So, do you know what I'd like?
What?
Party in the park. I'd like that. to
Oh,
come
that
back.
was so good.
It was.
I saw One Direction for free at
It's
party.
mental,
I saw
isn't it?
Spice Girls.
Really? Fucking
Just
hell.
as a kid, I don't really remember it because I was
Bloody hell,
a
I'm
wee.
surprised at that one.
And the government put that on, didn't they? Or
Yeah,
was it the
council.
radio?
It was the council on the
people?
radio.
Yeah.
When you go on Facebook and you go on like memories, when I look at like my 14-year ago memories, like as of the last few days, it's me trying to shift like my party in the park tickets. Because what you used to do, you used to go over to Millennium Square and collect them from Electric Press, is it called?
Yeah.
And you'd go there and you could get 5 for free.
Yeah.
So everyone would get 5, and then you'd be like, which of the
Yeah.
mates wants one? And it was good. I mean, I saw Dizzy Rascal and Calvin Harris for
Yeah,
free.
same.
It was all free. And there are some vlogs. I'm sure we've got a party in the park vlog, or maybe it's an opera in the park vlog.
I can say I thought it stopped when we were kids.
Yeah, it did.
we went together.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You were really nice to me one time because
Wow.
someone. I
Sounds
know
like
back
me.
then that was really rare.
I'm nice to you all the time.
Now
why do
you
think
are.
Yeah,
that?
pulling
No,
on
you
ears,
are.
honking on nose.
No,
That
but,
was when I was like 11 years old.
but somebody launched like a bottle and it smacked me on head, and I was crying, and you hugged me, and that
Oh.
that was.
I thought you were
and
going to say I went and said something then.
no.
That doesn't
you
sound
wouldn't
like
say
me.
oh.
That doesn't sound like me.
Unless it's a boy who smacks a bum bum. And then you'd go over and use the full force of the channel.
Hey, well, the
Well,
channels
it
have got a
worked.
lot more. Well, it didn't.
Well, it was still better than no.
Has he smacked your ass since?
No,
There you go, it worked.
and I bet he's been too scared to do it against someone else.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I don't think he felt the wrath of his consequences there, but I'm reluctant to deliver that wrath. I've still got that clip of him. I literally saw it today
Yeah, it
Which
might
is
have
weird
changed as a person.
because I was looking for some archive footage from Leeds Fest, and I seen the footage of him. I was like, oh, should we have done more about that? But it's like,
It's hard,
no,
isn't it?
it's
Like,
not. It's not our place to do that, even though you were literally sexually assaulted by him. That's, it's.
There goes the monetization.
We already lost it when we were talking about drugs. I thought that.
Oh, yeah. Should probably stop talking about shit like that.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but
can.
it's just real, isn't it? And people want to hear that.
But yeah, like he like. I don't know if it's the platform to talk about it or if anyone's even interested in what happened with that. Have we talked about it before?
We spoke about it not long ago.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
I think it was like a kind of a Q&A type.
Yeah, it was. It was that festival Q&A vid that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's in the past, and people make mistakes. So that,
and I wouldn't want to.
It's only you that can say that.
How many years ago was that? Maybe like
3.
5. Oh, all right. In that case, no, but it might
Maybe
have
4.
changed.
Is it only 2020?
Maybe
People
4.
can change, and that's
It would
what
have been 4.
I don't like cancel culture, and I wouldn't want to.
Same.
I wouldn't want to like dog him in now when I don't know his circumstances or
Yeah.
what. I'm more of a forgiving person than that. Everybody makes mistakes.
Did you say dog
people
him
change? Yeah, dog him in.
I thought it was dob him in.
Oh yeah,
It is dobbing, yeah.
dob him in.
Just a
Like
small dobby.
Anyway, we've gone off on a
Right,
massive
back to
tangent.
TRNSMT. So, first day we got there. We've never been before, have we?
No.
Whereas you lot had. You'd all seen it before.
I've been
So,
4 times now, I think.
Immediately, as soon as we got there, into VIP. Just didn't see the festival.
But we were meeting up with her, and it was just an
Yeah.
easy place to meet up. And plus, it was early in the day; there was nothing on.
And also, it's one of those VIPs you can pay for. So, it's not really VIP. It's just a little bit extra
Yeah.
on top of your
Yeah.
ticket.
I have no issue spending
calmer
time
area.
in the guest area if it's a paid upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
If it's like something that we've been given where it's like backstage and stuff, then yeah, I get that. But when you can pay for it, why not?
Yeah, and it's not like a
Well,
huge uplift.
They were selling it at the fucking merch stand for 60
Yeah,
quid.
you could buy
Really?
a wristband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As if.
Mm,
I wish I'd
very
have known
well.
that. I'd have made 60 quid that day.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to undercut them, wouldn't you? Otherwise, they'll just buy from the source. if
Yeah,
they
but
trust
they're
in you.
buying it from me and they want that extra 70 quid if anything.
You reckon?
Yeah, up the price. But no, we got in there. Had a little drink, had some food. The food was quite good, I found, at Transmit. Like, I was quite impressed by it. To say it's an inner city, and it's the only like big festival that I know of in Scotland. Like, I
Yeah, it
expected
is.
it to have like Leeds Fest and download style food, where it's like just the same fast food vendors, like the noodles and just the same shit you get everywhere.
Yeah. It
But
was a bit more boutique one.
yeah,
it was good.
well, there was a bao bun place that I wanted to try.
Oh, I tried that one year.
was it
Just
any
a
good?
bit too messy.
Yeah, bit sticky on the old
Yeah,
fingers.
it is.
aren't they?
But they were nice. Raz had one really strange there. I thought it was very adventurous of Raz
Mm.
to have something that's not like a medium spiced chicken burger. But he tried a bao bun.
He had a medium spiced vegan chicken burger.
He did.
We
No, did he have
enjoyed that.
vegan? No, I had the vegan
No,
one.
he-
Yeah.
I'm sure he got the vegan as well.
I'm sure when I watched a video the other day, I'm sure that the first thing he got when he's like stood at the barrel talking, I'm sure that he was eating a vegan
That was the
burger.
meat one that he
Oh,
got.
was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
It was
Well, he
the
did go
chicken
back
one.
a second time, so I think he got the vegan one the second time. God, this is a good conversation, isn't it?
I don't think there's anything wrong with this conversation. I think it's nice to have a normal conversation.
True. It's been a while since I've seen you both anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It feels like ages.
we know.
How long has it been?
Like 2 weeks, maybe. You since
Oh, I last
Transmit.
saw you at Transmit, yeah.
Yeah, and you briefly last weekend.
Is that the end of a vape?
Probably.
Like that goes in the
Yeah.
hole.
But
Yeah.
it's not an Elux.
No, so it's
Looks like a
probably
crystal.
some shitter vape
From
that
Jake.
Jake's had.
Yeah.
You know what he's like.
Probs.
Buys the cheapos.
He does. So I bought my first vape at the weekend.
Really? Wow. Pushing that boat out.
Well, I've bought one before for other people,
Yeah,
but like
because you
then-
hound everyone.
Then
when
this
you
was
drink.
my first one I bought for myself.
Which one did you get?
Oh, what was it called?
Views go.
Yeah, it was a
Oh.
Views Go.
But I
Well,
know you would.
cylindrical.
Did you buy that at the festival?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
There's
Oh, that's
never any
fair,
other
yeah.
option, is there,
That's
than a
fair.
Views go?
Yeah.
But
I was amazed to see Views goes at Rockworthshire. I didn't expect that. Thought it'd be some weird random brand I've never heard of.
Must be a
Yeah.
lot of money in that.
Oh,
a lot
there'll
of
be-
money in
there'll
the
be
old
so
vapes.
much money in that.
oh yeah,
For the big boys who've been there, like Elux and that, they'll be raking it in.
Money for
Mad.
old rope in it.
Innit? Money for giving cancer to kids.
oh, don't.
That was the first place I'd seen. Transmit was the first place I saw the vape bin. I've never seen a dedicated
same.
vape bin
It's
before.
a brilliant idea, and they should be everywhere.
It should, because they're really bad for the environment.
They are.
They're the number one contributor, aren't they?
Yeah, I read that every year, this might be a bit wrong, but every year,
A bit wrong.
something like 700,000 lorry fires
Just say, oh yeah, bin fines.
get started because the lithium battery explodes, because when you throw it out in the normal bin.
It obviously gets crushed on it.
Yeah.
And if you crush a lithium.
But you know
it's-
what are you to do other than not smoke them?
Just don't smoke 'em.
Don't smoke them.
Yeah. Just be
Dispose
healthy.
of them in one of the battery banks in like a Sainsbury's, maybe. Can you do that?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I wonder if you can do that. I wonder if
I'm
they'd
not sure.
accept
You
it.
should, because it is just a lithium battery, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's all the glass and everything else that's in it, and the
Glass?
plastic, and yeah, well, maybe not on these ones, but there's other ones that have a glass vial instead of a plastic one.
True.
I just stuffed one, the Benicasseum one,
Oh yeah, Instapuff.
with the what'd you call me? With the necklace. I just put that in like my festival keepsakes
Oh,
drawer,
nice.
which is too full now.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, can that go in there?
What is it?
Just a vape. It's like, I might just bin the vape. But
Yeah.
you gave me a banana one.
Yeah.
And
that was at Transmit,
an
wasn't it?
hour later, no, that was at Tramlines when we went out after you'd gone.
No, definitely
No,
at
it
Transmit
was
because
at
I went at
because we walked
Tramlines.
to the shop, and you bought me a banana one.
Yeah.
It were at
And you bought me one.
Tramlines when
Was
you
it?
gave me the banana one.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't.
to
It
be fair, I gave
was
that one to Jake. At Transmit.
Oh, did
Because
you?
I took it out with me.
Was it an Elux?
It was an Elux
Oh,
like that.
right,
It
yeah,
was the
yeah,
yellow
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I
And
did.
half an hour after we left you, it started like, I was like in the taxi. I was like, it smells like banana in here. It was all leaking into my pocket.
Really?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you need to
got binned.
shake. You need to shake them out.
Got binned.
Like, you need to hold it upside down, and give it a shake to let all the goo and like condensation from the mouthpiece
Yeah,
drop
you
out.
taught me that. I just thought, oh, I'm getting an extra bit of flavour, but it's actually really
Yeah.
bad for you.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all the like leftover vape juice just gathering because
Like
it's
concentrated.
and then you're just sucking it up into gob, letting it bubble away, eat away at your gums because it's really bad for your gums.
Is
Gives you
it?
gum diseases.
No, I've
Yeah.
already got that.
Gingivitis.
Sure, I've already got something like that. My gums
You've
are,
just got terrible
my
teeth.
gums are somehow the teeth are getting whiter.
It's
Slightly.
all enamel's eroding.
Yeah, it's just this fresh layer. Have you seen when they restore plastic seats in like a stadium
Oh, this respray 'em.
with like fire?
Yeah.
So they just use fire and it brings all the oil from inside the plastic. Like just a quick lick of a big flame on a plastic seat. It restores all the colour because it brings all the oil
Oh,
back out
that's
to the
cool.
surface. And that's what's happening with my teeth.
Maybe it is the vape.
Maybe.
It's definitely not the vape.
I'm not vaping that much, but I was vaping a lot this weekend. I know we're not talking about this weekend.
When you get drunk, you hound it.
It's just a good
like a cigarette,
because
innit?
it's new to me and I still get a Nicky rush quite easily. Sorry.
Thank you.
It's it's really it just adds the edge on a little bit.
I agree, and I still.
But
get a
I've
bit of
started
Nicky
having
rush.
such big puffs of them because, like, for me, it's like getting 1,000 liters of it into my lungs and keeping it there
Your
for as
lungs
long as
can't hold
possible,
1,000 litres.
and not with the tearing them from the rib. But so I've been doing like a big, and then I'm almost being sick.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
I need to be careful, please. There's people out there on heroin. I'm having a bit of a go on a vape.
It's mad how quick the body can bounce back. Like, the human body is so resilient. My dad said it when I was younger because he was like doing coke all weekend and then he'd go to work and he'd be having it at work sometimes to keep him going. Pro Plus on a night and then he'd be like drinking Red Bulls all day. And I was like, you're going to kill yourself? And he's like, nah, the human body's really resilient. And I thought, no, you'll be dead by the time I'm 20. Still here. Still
It's
doing
mad
drugs.
though, isn't it?
And
'Cause
our
he-
dad's dead, and he quit smoking and didn't do any drugs.
What a lot of ball. It is true though. The body is so resilient. Like people say to me, and probably to all of us, but I get it a lot. Like, how do you do it? How do you do it every
Yeah,
weekend?
you need to look after yourself.
You need to look after yourself, and I get that. It's coming from a place of positivity. But like, all I'm doing is like having some drinks. I don't take anything else.
Yeah.
So like, aside from a bit of vape, so like, all I'm doing is having some drinks, right? And the worst I'm gonna get is absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
It's like 3 nights a week.
Yeah, it's just like going out on a weekend, isn't it? It's because you're at a festival. It makes it look worse.
Makes it look worse, yeah.
But really,
if you were
it's
just
not.
going to pub, if you were watching the football, I don't know if football's on Saturday and Sunday, but like 2 days of watching the football in the pub with the lads, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just having
Yeah.
a much more boring time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. No bands, no music, just you and a bunch of lads around a TV.
And hooligans.
The thing with Transmit is we knew this, or I knew this. I was glad you two got to go. But like, I was excited to go selfishly I want to be in Glasgow. I want to go to Bucks Bar. I want to see the 1975.
That's all you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew it wouldn't be like much of a splash in the video. Like there wasn't anything we could really do.
No.
It's hard, isn't it? This is what we say every time.
It's not hard. It's just we need to be... The Transmit video's fine, right? And it serves its purpose of an extra serving of weekly content, right? And it's as good as it could have been with the footage that we captured.
Mm-hmm.
But we just need to start going to new things.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I was saying was hard. When you go to the same ones, it's hard to film something that you aren't like immensely proud of because, not that you're not proud of it, but like something that you think, yeah, that's great. Because we're doing the same things. Like they don't change every year. Like no festival changes itself completely every year, other than something like Boom or maybe Glasgow.
Yeah, we've done when I look at it here, we've done a good job. Like Slam Dunk, nothing. The thing is, nothing clashes with Slam Dunk, so that's always a given.
Yeah.
Then we did Rockham. Doing Download, I think, was a mistake for me. I didn't have a great time at Download.
I had a good week,
and I don't really want to go next year. But the annoying thing is, it's like a group dictated thing. Really, is Download.
Yeah, it depends on lineup for me. Does Download
For something, if it was that like a choice between that and something totally new, I'd go something totally new because the lineup is never that good.
And it's even if even discounting the lineup, like we've done Download now so many times, but then we made the decision like, oh, let's leave Download and go to Parklife, and we got a massive, great fucking video out of Parklife.
a single day as well.
A single day, right? Just as tired as we would have been at Transmit, if not more tired, because we just spent 4 days in a tent. And great video. One of Best Performers of the Year.
But we had a great time though.
Had a great time. That's the thing. Yeah,
we had
fresh
a and
really
and
organic time.
Because if that was our Sunday at a festival, like if we would have stayed at Download, or even if it was like a really good festival and it was our Sunday, our energy would have been zapped. But because we were in a new environment, it felt like it didn't feel at all like it were our 5th day.
Yeah, it didn't. It felt like day one.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed a little bit is if they put something on in the areas we tend to go in, so the quieter areas, not on the stages, put like little acts on. So at at Parklife, they had the drag queens and like loads of dancers coming out and a DJ on.
That was great.
If they put something like that on, it really uplifts the mood.
Because it's such a worthwhile investment.
Like a DJ, yeah, it's all right. We have a DJ in guest at Download, but it's just playing the same old Download shit. There's no interaction. There's no going on. It's in a tent. It's like no one can just dance in field and have a great time and get the vibes no matter where they are.
It's just background music, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
So Parklife was a great, and then Glasgow was new and great, and Isle of Wight was new and great, and Rockwoodshire was new and great, and then we get to this weekend with trees and tram lines, and
just two.
You just think,
festivals.
well, just apply the same rule as Parklife. It worked last time, but what we didn't account for is, we did it because it was the easiest option. Because the other option, so what I'm talking about here is not many people. The video's got a 98.8 approval rating, which is pretty good.
That's not bad at all.
But our audience is usually 100% satisfied.
Yeah.
And some people were like, oh, this vid, you could tell they're getting tired or blah, blah. And yeah, we were tired. Like it's no issue. We were just tired.
Yeah, it's not like it's physically draining us to the point where we're going to collapse.
Yeah, it's not like you're dreading being there or hating it
We're
either.
still
having a good
fucking
time.
great. Yeah.
It's just we've had a late night and an early start.
Yeah, and I think people mistake like you being a bit tired for, oh, is he all right?
Yeah.
And I know that comes from the right place, but
yeah, it's all positive, isn't it? It's like
everyone's fine.
Looking after you.
It's just a bit tired.
Yeah.
The other option for that trees and Transmit weekend was, I think, Mad Cool. And what we probably should have gone to Mad Cool.
Yeah.
But then it's like flying, and I have grown to hate flying.
I don't understand this because I fucking love flying.
When
I
you
think it's great.
Going to the fucking airport every other week,
Yeah, love it.
is awful.
Love it.
You gotta get there stupid amount of time before,
it's-
piss about. Chances are it's delayed. You get on the plane. If it took 5 hours to fly from, where did we just go? Brussels. If it took 5 hours to fly from Manchester to Brussels, 5 hours in the air, I wouldn't mind that. It's the fact that so many of that 5 hours is sat doing note, waiting for this. Even when you pay for fast track, waiting for, the plane's been delayed. Now you're waiting to board. Now you sit on the plane waiting for it to take off. Then it lands and you're waiting for everyone to get off. That's the thing. So we were like, oh, well, we can't be arsed flying. We'd rather do Mad Cool when it's a slightly different lineup, because all the lineups around this time of year are quite similar for every festival, pretty much.
It's mad how similar a lot of the lineups are this year.
Sam Fender.
Especially UK lineups. They're all
It just makes sense, doesn't it? Because
similar.
people will like the artist representative, whoever that is, whatever, I don't know the proper name for it, will just say hello Leeds Fest, this is who we've got available. and that will go to every festival.
Yeah.
And they'll go, right, we'll have Sam, we'll have Royal Blood, we'll have Kasabian.
Don't you dare put Kasabian in the same limelight as Royal Blood and Sam Fender.
No, but they've been everywhere as well.
Yeah. They're much better.
Oh, yeah. Way better. Kasabian are sick, man.
I've proper grown to like them like over this festival season. I
they're
didn't listen to
fucking
them.
excellent.
I
got turned on to them at Leeds 2017. That was the first time I had any time for
Is
them.
that when they headlined?
Yeah, and they were excellent.
See, I didn't go to that.
No, it was a goodie.
I chilled at camp. Had a big poo. Not at camp, in toilets.
But yeah, so the option was to do Trees and Transmit, and you get 2 vids, and they might be like slightly filler in a way, but you've got 2 of them. Trees was entertaining in its own right. We get 2 videos out there. We get a backlog then of an extra week, so we can keep the content coming. Or we could go to Mad Cool and see all the same bands anyway, but we only get 1 video out of it, and we're more knackered. So...
And it's much more of a fuck around with like work and stuff for Raz and me.
Exactly, yeah. Like people can't, there's a lot to consider there. And it's expensive. Like the thing with Transmit and Trees is we're really good mates with them.
Yeah.
And like they'll have us in a heartbeat. Like don't even need to send an email. Can send a text message and say, hello, can we have
a text message? Just drop a message on Insta.
Can we come? And they'll be like, yeah, hopefully. Whereas with like Mad Cool, you've got to go and a festival we don't have contact with. I'm kind of rambling a bit, but it's relevant to Transmit, and we certainly don't have too much to talk about from the day itself. Though there is a bit more to talk about, of course.
There were 2 days, weren't there?
Yeah, 2 days, but that's why it might have felt a little bit more filler. Because to be honest, it was, but it's still good filler. And I use an analogy that I used with you and Mum yesterday when we went for that pint. Like,
I saw your mum over there.
I'll have a nice bag.
Beer garden.
Which one?
Whistle.
Oh, what were you doing in there?
I drove past.
Why are you driving past there?
Because I'm going to my mum's.
Oh yeah, shit, of course. Forget this. So what was I saying? Yeah, so you might have got 2 slightly more filler videos, but sometimes you have 2 nice bags of crisps in between 2 big meals.
Yeah, like you get a 6-pack, 2 of them are ready salted.
Yeah, but do you know what? You'll still have them.
And I love ready salted crisps.
Yeah, and it shows. Look at your nails.
So, we're learning about what we're not going to do next year. And I think, we probably won't be doing Transmit and Trees next year.
And Download.
And I'd like to convince Raz to not do Download, but Raz might kind of after. But I'd like to get everyone on something else. Or just do a different Download experience.
Yeah, like the RIP.
The thing is, though, would we have to pay for that? And it's not that we don't want to pay for it. We want it for free. But it's like if 7 of us are going, RIP's like 500 quid each.
No, but it's like 1 TP, isn't it? It's not like
TPD were called. And then yeah, but like.
But, so really, they're not losing out on much. Plus, it shows.
But they could lose out on nothing.
Want to maybe get an RIP ticket.
Well, I'll be bumping into some of the people from Download soon, I think. So I'm going to run it by them and just say.
I think it's a good idea to do that because it does show for a lot of people who don't go in general, who want that kind of experience, who want the calmer life. But I don't think we'll enjoy it. I think it'll be nice, but
it'll be more boring.
I agree.
It'll be a bit more boring. It'll be a longer walk to the nightlife.
True.
And then the rest of the time, we won't want to sit around camp because we don't anymore. Like we want to get in the festival and see everything and try everything out and see what they've got going on. I think we'd end up not using it to its full extent like other people would.
Yeah,
and it's just a waste.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. It's a really good point.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to experience it.
Yeah.
Show it off, see what it's like.
I'd love to just do something other than Download.
Yeah.
And the fact that it got age restricted as well means it's quite literally the second worst performing vid, even including 2000 Trees. And Transmit will catch it up in a couple of weeks because it's age restricted, so it doesn't appear in anyone's recommended.
Yeah.
Still, I thought you'd done like an edit.
I did, and then I appealed it, and they're like, no, it's still.
God.
It's mad, isn't it? It does my head in that.
Yeah, I mean, we never get age restricted, like ever. Every video has been monetized on the main channel.
Does it say what it's for?
No, that's the thing that is really annoying. It doesn't tell you. It just says, here's the guidelines. You should know them.
Great.
Because how are you meant to avoid that in the
they're
future?
trying to encourage you, like, clearly you've made a misstep here, so we encourage you. If we tell you what's wrong, I kind of get it. If we tell you, like, what you've done wrong, you're just not going to do that. Please read all the guidelines so you know you're familiar with them. And I did, and I still don't know. Interestingly, the only video that's been demonetized in the last year is the Leeds Fest one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that got demonetized, I think, like 2 weeks after it dropped, so we got most of the AdSense for that.
Oh, fair.
But interesting how, like, that's Download and Leeds, the two ones that used to be the staples of the channel. And then we've got stuff now like Park Life and Rock Am Ring that are doing really well.
I'm worried about Leeds this year being so boring. Like, because the lineup, like, the big boys don't line up. There's no one there for me, really.
Leeds. Even with 1975, they're on Sunday.
I promise you, we're going to have a great time at Leeds.
Sounds like you know something.
Well, no, I just know what we've already discussed.
Yeah.
Fair. But we're going to, honestly, it's going to be class.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a different. We'll talk about it off camera, but it's going to be really good, and there's going to be 2 Leeds vids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a good dynamic.
Instead of it being anyway.
Yeah.
I digress. Back to Transmit. So first day, had a little wander around. What did you think of the grounds?
Pretty nice.
I thought it was a bit boring.
But yeah,
There
nothing to do. Like, that's the issue again with making a video, because apart from like maybe 2 rides, some food vendors, there was nothing else.
Yeah.
And like a few DJs, but how much can you really get out of that content wise? And it's just
not looking at it from a
shit.
content point of view.
No, but even
they're not.
Even that though, like, if I don't know how to say this, but if something's gonna make good content, it's also gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I feel that.
And it's like the same thing, really.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. I don't think that a good festival, not that Transmit's not a good festival, but like something that's going to be fun is going to make good content.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have to hunt for the content, like Glasgow, yeah, we had like a work thing to it. We were like, we need to go and do stuff, but we were never like struggling for stuff. We were just having fun all weekend.
Yeah.
Same with Tomorrowland. Same with Rock Am Ring.
And sometimes it inspires you to make
That's
stuff
it,
as
yeah.
well.
And that's it. When the festival is creating the content for you, that's a great vid. And every bit of it as well. It's great to be there. Everyone has a great time. Like when they've come back, they're all like in the chat, like that was great. Doing the edit's fun because you're reliving those memories that you have for the first time. And then it releases and it does well.
And from a viewer's perspective, it's like,
and the viewers prefer it.
It's always great watching us have fun. Like even for me, like when I watched the video back, if it's something like Transmit where I know at the time it was like we were trying to force ourselves to kind of have fun, then not that we didn't have fun, but it was like you had to push yourself a little bit more. Versus a festival where like Rock Am, where just everything about it was fun. Like it shows, and you can see it from a viewer's perspective.
Yeah, you really
well.
can.
Yeah,
and I'm really conscious of that. And we have done a great job at diversifying this year, and it's only going to get more diverse next year.
Give me more.
Like so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of the videos we've done this year of festivals we've done before. The other 6 we've never done,
Which isn't bad.
which is pretty good.
Over 50%. When look at last year, it was probably more like 90% that we'd done before.
Yeah,
I can't think of that were fresh last year.
Coachella was a big one, wasn't it, last year?
Yeah, well, one.
What else did we do last year that we'd never done?
I can't think.
When we were young,
I didn't do that.
Reading for a full day, Boomtown, Bingley weekender. We did Truck for the first time.
Oh, was that the first time?
Yeah, last year. We did Benny for the first time in like over half a decade. We'd done Rock in Rio and Rock for People. So there was actually quite a lot of new stuff. We're actually really good at diversifying.
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't recognize it because it all blends into one.
It really
so easily.
does, doesn't it? Fucking hell. It really does. And that's why maybe the Transmit discussion today is a bit more, we're talking about a lot of things.
Yeah.
We transmit as a running thread, which I prefer really, because I mean, to be honest, I don't like just sitting and talking specifically about the festival. If it's a festival like Transmit, if it's a Glasgow, I'll go on for
Oh,
3
Yeah,
hours.
because we'd just be like, trying to talk for the sake of it about
Yeah,
something
exactly.
when really not that much happened. It was a bog standard festival.
It really was, with a very mid lineup.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
And the
lineup
weather
was
were
dead.
shit. Like
Yeah,
the
it was
weather,
raining,
And
wasn't
you
it?
know what? That really,
it
I
detracts
feel
from
like, that really like ruined my perception. I was trying to keep in my head like it's just the weather, because at Park Life, if it would have been like that, I probably wouldn't have had anywhere near as good of much of a good time. And it's not the festival's fault, but the weather really brought my mood down so much on that first day.
Yeah, like the second day was much better.
Yeah.
But admittedly, we had 75 as well. So
Yeah,
I don't
so
really
that-
remember it.
that's because you were wine drunk.
just like really
Oh,
heavy
yeah.
rain and having to put the ponchos on, being all sweaty, and then it'd stop raining for 5 minutes and then start again. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it does just kill your vibe a bit, as
The old
opposed
vibe
to when
assassin.
it's sunny. Yeah, vibe assassin.
No, it is a weird one. Like some festivals, it really doesn't stop you having that much fun. Like if
What, the rain?
Stormzy at Rock Worcher, great,
Yeah,
loved
it was.
But then Mumford and Sons in the rain, I was hating life.
Well, it's all about how distracted you are from the rain, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
listened
and
to
if there's
those
nothing
bands
to
probably
do-
an equal amounts. It's just called Stormzy, a band.
Mm.
But like if Transmit would have had something really cool there to do, then it probably wouldn't have like dampened my mood so much.
Yeah.
But when you are just kind of stood trying to get some shelter, like in the trees,
Yeah, and everyone else is as well.
yeah.
What other festival that we go to can you compare to Transmit? A 3-day big event with no camping. Is there anything?
Well,
don't
Park
think-
Life's 2 days, and that's a big event. I think it's really
Yeah.
similar to Park Life, but we just had a
yeah.
very different time because of the weather.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, they're about probably a similar capacity as well, aren't they? Oh, I don't know. Transmit's probably quite a bit bigger actually.
Maybe All Points.
And I tell you what, All Points is shy.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe that's the thing, like, because I do love Transmit. It's very close to my heart. I went to the first one. I've had some great times there. I've met some great people there. I've met some not so great people there. But, you know, I've really got a place in my heart for it. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe we're not into city festivals that are more than one day.
Maybe.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's why we loved Park Life, because we just went for one day.
Yeah, because
And why we like Slam Dunk, because it's one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it is a 3 one-day festivals essentially, then it's going to be the same day every day, just different music.
In it.
And then it's not going to be any different what you're doing. You're just going to have a different lineup the next day.
Yeah. A big part of
It's
like
about the same capacity as Park Life and Transmit.
a multi-day festival, a big part of that is like the nightlife as well, and that's a massive thing that obviously those festivals without camping are missing, because
Yeah, so you just got to go to the club.
which is
sounds
great,
like an
I like
advantage.
it,
And, you know, me
but-
and Raz were out in Cat House till 4 in the flipping morning for the first time in years.
Yeah.
But it's just not really a festival
No, it
in
don't
that
feel
same
the
way.
same.
Like,
Also, we were quite lucky. We got into Cat House dead early. Usually, when it's an inner city festival and there's places like Cat House or Key Club where it's our scene, then it's like the queue's massive. Like I remember Slam Dunk, you had to get in there early to get in, or you were just queuing all night,
Yeah.
waiting for someone to come out. And like we were just dead lucky to get in early, I think.
so maybe that's it. And maybe we've had a light bulb moment there of our least favourite kind of festival is a multi-day inner city festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no camping really, just no camping and nightlife subtracts from it a bit. Because it is just a night out, which then becomes more expensive as well.
Yeah, maybe that is it.
You can't take
But
your own
I
booze.
can see the appeal if people don't go to festivals much. I can
Oh
see
yeah,
the appeal.
yeah, 100%.
And if
you
you're
live
younger,
close.
like, but when you go to so many festivals, then it doesn't add up to the
Yeah, I
rest
think
of them.
you're right. I think that might be it. And that might be why something like Transmit for the 4th time is very hard. I mean, we thought about Slam Dunk. We got lucky at Slam Dunk because we had a outstandingly good time.
Good weekend that.
Yeah.
Even South as well. Like normally the Slam Dunk South I don't enjoy as much, but
it's
really
the
enjoyed
order.
it.
It's the reordering of them. I think the fact they had that one first.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is pretty much just for us, like, and anyone else who lives up north and does the same as we do.
Yeah,
Like, if it was someone who lived down south, the reordering would be a bit shit for them, I imagine.
Yeah. And
good point.
it keeps it fresh with 2 different, like, locations as well, because it is like going to a different festival.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they have different vendors, they have different layouts, just different everything, different stage setups.
Yeah, different things to do.
Well, I'm kind of glad we've come to some kind of resolution on that by accident. That's the thing to avoid then.
Do love an accidental resolution.
Absolutely, mate.
If only we could have an accidental revolution, eh?
Hey, am I right? You'd be pleased to know I can stop looking at my... Oh, no, never mind.
Nope, still looking at it.
Yeah, I'm just uploading at the minute, and I thought it had just approved all the checks for the new vid that's coming out on Sunday, but it's still checking them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, it's a fucking good one. When's this podcast coming out?
This one's tomorrow.
Right, okay. So, yeah, it's a great video coming out on Sunday. It's fucking brilliant.
And then we film Sunday's, the podcast for that video tomorrow.
Are we?
Yeah.
Cool. Is Chuck coming to that?
I don't know. I ain't checked calendar. I'll have a look.
Cool.
But who knows? They can change their mind last minute.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, 1975 were good.
Yeah, but are we jumping ahead a little bit? Should we talk about the lineup on the Saturday?
I can't remember, yeah.
Right, well,
Sam Fender were there. Oh, yeah, H. Do you not remember? We went and got some food.
I do remember, yeah. I was pretty hammered, I think, by that point.
It was raining for H. Pretty bad. H was good. I like H. He's a nice guy. I have a lot of time for him.
He smiles far too much.
That's good, though.
Nah.
He's one of the artists who brings very much the younger crowd as well.
I don't want to
They
see...
get little rude boys.
I don't want to see a man that looks like H.
Because he's getting older now.
No,
He's not done that.
No,
but he's like when he was
I don't want to see an adult year 7 on stage with a big smile asking me if I've ever had my pussy eaten by a millionaire. I don't. But do you know what? Respect to him. He's successful, and I wish him nothing but success.
He had the worst fit I've ever seen anyone wear on stage.
He's just the anti us. I'm sure we would get on.
He's a lovely guy.
No, he seems a lovely guy. He seems really caring, really sincere. But like his style and his culture, it's not even a bad thing. Just he's like the opposite of me.
What? He's straight.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Oh, true. He's a millionaire who eats pussy in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, H for me, very boring. Don't care whatsoever.
Who else were there?
There was.
Were Kasabian on that night?
Do you want me to just look?
Sam Smith were on that day.
He wasn't.
Not Sam Smith, Sam Fender.
Sam Smith is very
Look,
different.
they're both boring.
Sam Smith's better than Sam Fender.
I'd much rather see Sam Smith.
Absolutely.
I don't really know.
He's got some tunes.
But so does Fender.
They've got some tunes.
That he copied off old Brucey. He didn't copy, he covered it, didn't he?
God,
Dancing in Dark.
It was Kasabian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember Dan North bouncing about like mad.
He was. I'm just looking at him here bouncing.
Yeah, so my vibe was pretty dead because of the rain, and I needed to change that. So I took Rob's advice and I got some red wine, and I had a little cup of red wine, and it really just sent me. And I was drunk, because usually I'd be drinking hard seltzers, maybe like a vodka or a beer or something. But that's a lot of volume you've got to drink to get drunk, and then I feel sick. With the red wine, one drink and you're good to go. And my time improved massively after that.
See, I find I get dead sad on red wine. I found that out at Transmit. Like, I just get sadder on red wine. It makes me cry. Oh. I know. That's why I was having a cry at 75.
Oh, please. What an excuse.
Bullshit.
No, genuinely. Like,
Bollocks.
it makes me sadder. Like, I was talking to my mum and she's like, yeah, it makes me sadder. Like, I think it's a genetic
It's just alcohol though, isn't it?
No. I mean, it is. But, like, other alcohol don't do that to me. Give me vodka, I'm a fucking knobhead. Like,
There you are.
Great, thank you. But give me wine and I'll cry later on at night.
I'd rather you be crying, to be honest, than being knobhead.
So you know what? I'd much rather you drink red wine than vodka.
Perfect. I've
Got
got you this new red vodka.
This is why I don't drink vodka. When was the last time I had a vodka?
Probably too soon still.
Great.
Oh,
Gloucester, the AU vodka.
yeah, that was a heavy hitter, wasn't it?
That
was all right though. That was firmly a night off, that wasn't it?
God, that was a big boy night. That him absolutely blasted on the table, and this far away from falling off edge of it, and then he tells me off for stopping him from falling off.
Absolutely hammered. So yeah, red wine is a great innovation. And where did we make that innovation?
It was Worcester.
It was Rockworcester, wasn't it? And do you know what? I've had it at every festival since.
Yeah.
I'll continue to.
Took 3 litres to Tomorrowland. gifted it
Did
to
you?
some Germans on the last day because we hadn't touched it.
Right.
Oui. So then it was Kasabian and Sam Fender.
You know what? I there's nothing wrong with Sam Fender. Like, I listen to his music and it sounds good, but it's all very generic and repetitive.
For
I can't
me,
distinguish the songs between each other.
I've said it multiple times. It's the same thing as Royal Blood, where it's like they are good. The good songs. Like, he is very talented. I'll never say that he isn't. But the songs never just oomph. They never just push and make you want to get up and go.
Yeah, they're safe.
For some people, they will. People who can have a good time a lot easier. Like people who are just happy go. No, but I mean, like happy go lucky, like always in a chirpy mood, no matter what. Those people probably love Sam Fender. But for people who like are a little bit awkward and, you know, maybe on the spectrum somewhere where they need a little bit of fluidity to dance, a little bit of liquid movement, like that's what I need to start dancing to a band and get a bit excited.
I much prefer Raw Blood to Sam Fender.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, like, Raw Blood's now the joke.
Yeah,
So
I quite like Rob.
do you know what? I really don't mind him. I don't really like that front man.
No.
But, like, you know, people can
never
very
plays a chord, does
easily say that, but I'm not sure. People can never say that. People can say that about Matt Healy till the cows come home, you know? Like, there's a lot to not like about him.
Yeah, kissing people in Malaysia.
Like, but, you know, Royal Blood, they've got good sound, they're innovative in the sense of their initial sound for the first time they did it.
Yeah, there's two of them.
There's two of them. Ben Thatcher's an excellent drummer.
God, you say that every time we talk about Royal Blood.
I just really do want to, you know, I don't want it to think that, like, we legitimately hate them.
Oh no,
I like them, and I quite enjoyed this.
Typhoons is an absolute banger, and it's just funny for the video. Like, it's that they were shit when I first saw them with Foo Fighters. You know, you're getting ready for Foo Fighters, you're buzzing, you're excited, and Raw Blood were droning on. They were shite. So then that was just the joke for the rest of the vids, and maybe it's time to wind that joke down now.
Yeah, I remember.
I would hate for it to, I mean, they're massive, but I would hate for it to have any negative impact on them because some of these videos get a lot of views.
Well, I remember.
I'm sure it wouldn't, but
when we lived back at East Point, there was someone was saying to us, I can't remember if it was Melvin or one of his staff, who said, "Oh, Royal Blood like your videos, and like they think it's funny that you don't like them."
I think I've heard that before as well. But like even that aside, like if I had to choose an artist to hate out of the Transmit lineup, it would be Sam Fender.
Yeah, no, it'd be H for me. Because I'd much rather listen to Sam Fender over H.
H has got some, I don't know, I prefer rap to real mid-tier rock. And I really do think that's what Sam Fender is.
He's easy listening.
I really do think it's easy listening rock, but people will go, well, you haven't heard that one about COVID, where is that one? Yeah, 2 meters, yeah.
You've never been in Brussels where he's screaming, fuck the Tories, because they all know what that is.
You know what, on the video I saw a comment, because you and Jake, after Sam Fender, you were having a discussion about, oh, I'm sure that maybe I'll get into Sam Fender, I'm going to see him a lot more. And someone commented saying, why can't you just give Sam Fender a chance? And I was thinking, you've seen Sam Fender several times. How many more chances?
People just
what
don't.
did he mean?
And he'll still get another chance, like, because I want to enjoy it. I'm not disliking it for my own fun. If I don't like it, I don't like not liking it. I want to like it. I want to go to Leeds and be blown away by a great spectacle at the headline slot.
Well, let's hope so.
But
it is mad that is the headline slot there. But did he headline?
The headline Transmit, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it's Worcher I'm thinking of that I didn't headline.
He is a headline size act. He's had a very quick rise, but maybe not. I've seen it, but based on posters. Maybe he's been grafting for years, but it's just very mid for me. He seems like a real nice guy, very likable, very down to earth, man of the people, but just meandering on that Stratocaster when you've got bands out there like Muse. And I know we talk about Muse a lot, but good fucking God, how good are Muse?
Mate, that night at Worcher was incredible.
I know Muse are so good.
They were fucking great.
They're so good live.
And you've got bands like Muse that exist.
Even Two Door. Which are on the same, I would say, maybe not. Sam Fender's probably bigger than Two Door.
I'd say now, yeah.
But if Two Door were headlining Transmit, Would have been amazing.
I don't know where the fuck my head's been with Two Door Cinema
They're
Club,
incredible.
but they are fucking brilliant, and I want to see them the next opportunity I can.
Who is it that does the song where it's like doodle-doodle-doo, doodle-doodle-doo?
That's Vampire Weekend.
I'd love to see them more.
I'd like
I
to
don't
see
think I've ever
Vampire
seen them
Weekend,
live.
but I don't really love Vampire Weekend.
No, I just like that album.
That is a good album.
I used to listen to that walking to work every day.
And that Sunflower is a great song.
Yeah.
But Two Door, I don't know what it is. Like I've always had like the big uns from back in the day in my library, like for 10 plus years, like the same MP3 file from like when I used to go to Propaganda 2010.
Bit of Bombay on there.
And then like a couple more have snuck into the library over the last like 5 years. But something's just clicked this week. And it's not even after seeing them at Truck, because we didn't really even see them. But they're just so competently good and innovative in their sound. It's mad. And
I don't really listen to
and
it.
you know, I got my first tattoo.
Like the songs.
I got my first tattoo while watching Two Door Cinema Club.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never made a connection with them.
God, that one mad getting a tattoo.
Just because,
main stage of Arena at Leeds.
But like, I would see them every night of the week for sure. God, they're great. And I would like to see them get I can't now be like the number one Two Door fan, like give them the chance, because they do well. But I think they're doing like maybe 25,000 cap venue headlines as maximum. Whereas I'd love to see them headline a major fest like Leeds. I'd love to see them do Sam Fender's slot instead. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just excited about them, right?
Maybe
I'm just
Sam
checking
Fender
their
will
tour.
drop out.
Now I'm just checking their tour dates.
To be fair, Sam Fender, maybe I'm wrong, I'm thinking of someone else, but does he not have like quite a history with cancelling shows?
No, I think that's Capaldi, innit?
Yeah.
No, not Capaldi. It's definitely not Capaldi.
I mean, his is
I'm
for good
thinking
reason.
of. I'm sure that Sam Fender does.
I don't know. I don't really know much about Sam Fender.
He's cancelled a gig in... Oh, he's cancelled some upcoming tour dates.
Really?
No, he did last year.
While we're not talking about Transmit and we're talking about music and artists, what do you reckon to post his new album? Have you had a listen yet?
Yeah, I listened.
I've only listened to like Overdrive.
Really?
But I loved that. I've just not
That's hit his top 5
sat and listened to it.
on either Spotify or Apple. I can't remember which one.
Overdrive.
It's taken over Rockstar.
It's brilliant.
It's about just listeners at the minute, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
And labels and A&Rs also have a say in that, like the industry.
Yeah, what they want you
move
to
that stuff
listen
around.
to.
Oh, I never knew that.
But I listened to it for the first time in the airport after the flight got delayed, coming back from Tomorrowland day before yesterday, Sunday. It's Tuesday now. And I was like, right, I'll listen to it and love it. I think it's great.
It's great. I love that he changes his sound a little bit every single time.
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah,
while remaining authentic.
Stops him doing a Royal Blood and making everything sound the same.
The thing with Posty is like, he's so diverse, not just in music, but in interests and passions and background and friends that he's got, that like everything he does is authentic.
Yeah.
He can't not be authentic. He could start a YouTube channel making videos about tier lists about something and it would be authentically him, and he could do a hardcore rap album and it would be authentically him. Like, he can't lose because he's just so real in every area.
Yeah.
And on this album, I've said it in the chat, but like for the listeners, like he plays guitar on every album.
Yeah.
On every song. There's no features. Yeah, there's a few samey ones in there, and when the dust settles, not that the dust is super unsettled at the minute, but it'll probably be a mid-tier Posty album. It won't ever beat maybe Hollywood's Bleeding.
No. But a lot of people, like, even Hollywood's Bleeding, like, his big favourites are the first two, like Stoney, Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Yeah,
like,
Beer Bongs he was
on
onto something with that, but I think that album's awesome, and I love Speedometer. Speedometer's my favourite one. It's great.
That was called a speedometer.
It does read like that, but yeah, I think it's brilliant, and you know, Chemical's a great single. I love it.
Yeah,
Morning's a bit. Yeah.
It's grown on me a bit.
I'm not fussed for that.
It's grown on me. It's the worst single of them. I think it's a different mix on the album, but I'm not entirely sure. I like it. It came out when we were in Amsterdam.
Yeah, it did.
What Chemical?
No,
The
Morning.
Morning.
So it takes me back to being in that caravan, and that's kind of nice. But Yeah, it's not a great
Not
song.
being back in your caravan.
Definitely not.
God, that was awful.
I forgot until like yesterday when I was like, I was chatting with people in the Sam Pelly squad about the Transmit video, because someone was like, "Oh, it wasn't very good," and that's fine. Like, I really do welcome that because it gives us something to think about.
Yeah, all feedback is good feedback.
Yeah, it really, really is. So no hate there. Guy was getting quite a bit of hate. It was Mikey Fergus that was like,
good
was
line.
the energy on the vlog a bit low? Only 30 minutes. Yeah, I think it's a bit weird. Like, I wouldn't necessarily complain about the length of it, but I think fair point they made. And to see him getting a bit of, everyone's just passionate about the same thing here.
Yeah,
and
but
then
you got a
people
bit
are
of
like,
flack.
"Oh,
A
shut
few
up."
people were giving him a bit of flack, and it's
Yeah, and that's nice. I know they're sticking up for us, but
also he's got feelings.
and it's a valid point. Like, it was a filler video. It was a filler few days. No one was super hyped to go. We were looking forward to going, and we had a great time. But when you have a great time every fucking day of your life, then sometimes some of them are relatively aren't that great.
Yeah.
But it was still great.
Yeah.
We had a really good time watching Babe Station, didn't we?
Oh, we did. It was funny, man.
God,
the first night we watched it, it was me, you, and Jake.
Yeah. And Jake got
and it was just
a little
laugh,
erection and had to run off.
No, he don't make it weird. He didn't. We were just kind of analysing, like,
Just
what they're doing.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like,
It is who is actually feeding into that and thinking
Babe
that
Station,
it's real.
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've literally got the internet with unlimited free porn of anything you want. Anything you want.
yeah, Rule 34, Mary.
Anything. And
Anything.
you're using that.
Well,
It's got to be for people
was-
just taking the piss.
it was funny because, like, we'd ring up the number and, like, the woman reading out the option, like the IVR, was like, "Hi," and you're like trying to say, "Press option 1," and it was just we had a right laugh.
God,
that
don't
night,
ever
didn't we?
take up that job.
If
that's the voice you're gonna do.
sounded like a 40-year-old smoker.
Didn't Irene used to do that?
No, she used to get come on.
No, that's Eileen.
Oh, sorry.
Surely not.
I think there's something in that.
But what
It's-
the IVRs, not the television work.
Yeah, not on camera, of course. Otherwise, she wouldn't have got any clientele. But
What does IVR stand for?
it's the phone thing, innit?
What does it stand for?
I don't know.
Some voice recording, internal voice recording.
Oh,
it's
like
like the
that
list
little,
of
the little
options.
computer person who
What's
tells you.
internal about it though?
Well, probably
on the phone.
internal.
But it's not.
It's
Is it?
in
It's
the
an
phone line.
external call.
No, I think it'd be I don't know if it'd be a good job, but it'd be a funny job being like
Interactive voice response.
a telephone sex worker. I think that'd be really funny. Because you get some like poor old bloke like, "Tell me what you're wearing." Well, I've got my Van socks on, night shorts.
Yeah, but you can't
Drop
do
dead of
that
day.
though.
Keks.
You got
And
me
the
kecks on.
Vesses.
Ooh, get your kecks off.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? The Vesses are coming to Boomtown.
No.
Yeah, I love the Vesses.
Have they been in a video yet? Like,
Are you going boom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
size 8.
Luckily, no. I'm
Uh-huh.
a 7.
They
They could've won
sponsored.
mine.
They sponsored Rock Wurcher. And look, guys, I get it. I know that they might not be cool in the conventional way, but they're so comfortable, right? That
Oh,
me,
mate.
Oh,
all
they were
right,
conventional.
Incredibly
Captain
comfortable.
fucking. If it doesn't have a little logo on it, I don't want it.
Says in plain
Not
top.
so much anymore, as I'm edging out of that. But it's great, and
They are
and they're
really
so
comfortable.
nice. And I rocked them at Benny.
Fully waterproof as
They
well.
should be sponsoring the Benny video because they're literally like 80% of that vlog is the Vesses. I should have put the Vesses in the thumbnail instead of Ben. But
Just take his head out, keep his body, just vesses on
I'll
it.
do a Photoshop of that.
Put
But,
us all wearing vesties.
well, you can't see our
Oh.
footsies, but God, they're sick, man. The Vesses are great. And I'm gonna. And I was thinking, right, Boomtown, loads of walking, and it's red hot.
Yeah.
And it's also dusty. So if I take my Jordans, I mean, they need washing anyway, the Jordans, but they're definitely going to get a bit more fucked. And they've got a limited lifespan on them of the Jordans. You can only wash them a few times. Vesses, no problem. I'll be comfy all day.
Has Jake been washing his trainers in our flat?
I washed, after tram lines, I just said, just leave all your shit here and I'll wash it. So there is a couple of...
Did wonder, like, there's just his clothes fucking everywhere.
Yeah, there is a lot here. This weekend it's from doing like the double bills.
Yeah, because he needs extra, and then out for fruit week because he don't necessarily need to go back to his actual home. He can just potter off and go around country.
I should have a bit of time to actually do a bit of cleaning tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get that done. I don't mind it. Obviously, I know we don't mind it being here, but it's more just having it out of sight. Not even just Jake's stuff, just anything.
Yeah,
I get really stressed about clutter. Like, even to like when we're all going to go to a festival, like 5 of us, and we all just meet here, and for the 10 minutes where everyone's bag is just put somewhere, I'm like uncomfortable. I have to leave the room, which is a bit mad because
you might need.
But it's just about I'm not like a clean freak. I just don't want to see it.
No, but I get that.
I want to see my living room. This is something that I've got into like in this routine of doing this every week. Like, I make sure my room's like perfect before I go. So when I get back and however I'm feeling, if I'm buzzing or if I'm knackered, everything's just nice. I can just sit down in a nice space here or nice bed in there and do whatever I need to do.
See,
and I was talking about editing, but then it sounded like wanking.
See, for me, it's like, because obviously like in RAF, I travel all over the place, sleep all over the place. Like, you get used to staying in different places constantly. It's like if you go into field, not that I did that much, but like you'd be in a different tent and then you'd go to a different accommodation and then you go back to yours and then you'd stay in a different camp next month, and it's like you're just constantly dotted around and like you change places every weekend. You don't want to be in your barracks. You go to Leeds, so stay at my nana's or stay at a mate's. Go to Gloucester to see Josh and Leah. Can't see them together now. And
oh God,
I know. So it's like I'm just so used to just like picking up, going, dropping, picking up, going, dropping. Like, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I like clean and I like tidy, but if it's not, and it's like it's gonna be, but if it's not at that time, it won't bother me.
See, for me, it's like it makes such a difference to my mental health when I'm walking around my flat and I've tidied it, and just I can feel like I can breathe deep and like just relax, and it's a nice place to be. But like when we went to, I think we went to Truck, and then we went to Tramlines like last week. I left a bundobust out that I'd ordered. And it was half eaten, and I came back and it was furry, and it was just a horrible thing to come back to. So it is nice to make your environment good for when you're coming home.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm also just not that arsed half the time.
Like it was like I didn't do that going to Tomorrowland. Like, I didn't make my room nice. I didn't make in here nice. I say nice, literally down to like straightening the keyboard, fluffing the cushions up a bit. And like,
as much as you can,
and like moving Jake's stuff just so it's slightly out of sight from where I'm looking at the door in.
Yeah,
I can see it now. I don't care, but it's like if I can look in the room when I'm leaving it and it looks all right. And I really regretted it.
Wait, you regretted what?
Not doing it before I went to Tomorrowland.
Oh, right, yeah.
But we just didn't have time. There's just too much fucking going on.
Fair. Do we have anything more to say about travel?
Well, the 1975.
75, yeah.
Mate, one of the best times I've ever seen them.
So
it was great, wasn't it?
Good. Like,
I think it helped to go into that front bit. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
We were in the front section.
What was that called? Can you remember?
Golden Circle.
No, it won't.
Well, it's not called anything. It's just like the front pit, I think. But anyone can get in there. But we were really looked after because we had the VIP Plus, which was the thing where even when that's at capacity, which it was at capacity very quickly, even before the 1975, you can still go in.
Yeah.
As in, not make it over capacity, but they've obviously got a capacity allowance for you. And just everything just happened at once. Like,
it had a nice little bar outside at stage as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we could just nip in there dead quick, like a literal 2 minutes out of like where we stood for the band. Just to grab a wine
right at the front, so you didn't have to like go all the way to the back.
It was an immaculate
good
vibe,
little setup,
and it made the weekend. I'll tell you a funny story about that bar. So that bar was for VIP Plus only. So even if you're in that area, even though the bar's right there, you can't go to it if you're general or VIP. And this lad, like, couldn't get in because he was just general admission. He stood next to the bar, but they won't serve him. It's just general admission.
Stop saying it.
So as I'm going to the bar, he's like, "Excuse me, mate." I'm like, "What? Like, what the fuck do you want, peasant?" I said to him. And he goes, "Can you get me a pint? Because they won't serve me because I don't have access." I was like, "Yeah, of course." So I take a step towards the bar and I'm like, "Hang on a minute. Is this a sting?"
Oh, yeah.
Because they do have decoy police. Is this, because it is a real, it's a $5,000 fine if you give a kid booze. So I ID'd this kid and he wasn't a kid.
I mean,
He did
luckily
look
you had
young.
the sticker on.
He was like 19. I did, yeah. So I ID'd him. I was like, "Look, I'm really sorry. Like, I'll get you a drink, but show me your ID." So I ID this kid and I'm like, "Right, what drink do you want?" He goes, 2 Carlings or whatever the beer was. And I just bought them for him because I was feeling so happy to be seeing the 1975. And I gave him them and he's fiddling for cash. I was like, "Don't worry about it, mate." I say I bought him. We expensed them as a company.
But say Johnny Big Potatoes.
And it was nice. And that's where the nice vibe started
Yeah.
for me. It was like, this is good. All my best mates are here. Not all of them, but most of them. You know, then Ryan shows up as well.
Yeah.
Great to have him like turning up
It's always a good time.
just
right?
in time. Yeah, it is. He's great.
He is
Ryan.
great.
Speaking to him today, we were talking very, very loosely about
Full blonde.
festival
Yeah,
with
he-
Scooter headlining.
Yeah.
No
What do you
way.
reckon?
Yeah. He spoke to me last month and I'm like, "You've got no chance getting anyone involved."
Absolutely. Are you
When is
kidding? 2nd of December, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, then if
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not.
No,
if it's a little
sorry,
bit-
it's September.
If there's no else on,
If
then
there's
yeah.
no else on, I'd love to do
Yeah,
that.
well, we'll do it.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Glasgow.
Edinburgh, I think.
Edinburgh.
Which-
Ooh.
hey.
Is it going to be full of fucking kids again, though?
Don't know. Well,
of course it is.
So we can't buy alcohol properly.
well, you
Listen.
can.
We're going to get stabbed.
We'll speak to her.
What?
I'll see what's
It
going
was
on.
just a nightmare last time.
It's not Clubland, is it? It's like
It may as
Clubland is a specific brand. This is like more not legitimate, because Clubland is legitimate, but slightly more grown up, I think.
well. Okay.
Scooter is like a big, worldwide big artist that like older people like.
I remember listening to Scooter when I went ice skating with my dad at Doncaster Dome, and I was like 10. Like Scooter's been around decades.
Yeah, he has.
And he's massive in Germany.
Germany's single biggest musical export.
Yeah, no, they play him a lot.
For some reason, he has a song with Status Quo as well.
Fuck off.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
I'll send you the link after
Oh
this.
my
Anyone listening,
God.
if you want to hear some mad shit, it's called
Jumping all over the wall.
it's called Jump That Rock Whatever You Want. It's atrocious.
Wow.
But there, Scooter's the real deal, man. He's well, say
Status,
he.
Are
It's,
you ready?
is it a he or is
Is it
Scooter
not a
two
man and a
people?
woman?
I couldn't tell you.
It's a band.
Really?
Happy hardcore it is. Anyway,
God, happy
75.
hardcore. I haven't heard that in a while.
75 were good.
They
Yeah.
were amazing. And
And they did a
The
lovely
sky.
little announcement for us.
yeah.
Hmm.
The sky
Great.
was.
What, you met Ross?
Oh, I
It was
met
actually
Ross.
a great day.
Yeah, it was. So we saw Ross like just walking about the VIP area, and
Which you can pay for.
yeah, but I saw him and I got so nervous because I didn't want to bother him, and I felt like I'm gonna go up to him and say something, and then it's gonna be silent, and it's just gonna be awkward, and I'd rather not have an experience at all than it be something that I'm embarrassed about. So Rob went over to him, and I hung back, and then I really regretted it. And then Rob was like, saw him at the bar and was like, "Let's go buy him a drink." So I was thinking like, "Oh, is that a bit weird?" Like, but then I was like, "Fuck it, let's just go." And he'd already bought his drink, but he was coming out of the bar, and Rob went over again, and he was like, "Sorry to all the we've seen you like 35 times.
My sister loves you.
This is my sister. Please, could she get a photo with you?" And I felt, I was like, I felt like such
Reverted back to a 13-year-old girl.
yeah, like, oh, and I was like shaking, and it was just amazing, and he's so gorgeous.
Do you think?
Well, yeah, but
He's no
I don't want to slag him off.
Don't then. Like,
Thanks, everyone.
you don't have to call him gorgeous just to not slag him
No,
off.
but I've always really, like, if you're gonna fancy anyone out of that band, it's gonna be him or George, but maybe not George now.
It's definitely
fallen
going to
off
be
a bit.
Ross, isn't it?
It's gonna be Ross, but he don't. I stand by it. He's still gorgeous, but Yeah, I got a photo with him, and it was lovely. And thank you again, Rob.
No worries. He had an interesting demeanour. Like, obviously, we're in a unique position where we get a lot of people that want to meet us. So I kind of know. I'll still get nervous myself if it's like Simon or something. But as soon as I start talking, I know what the right thing to say is and how to deal with situations like that.
Yeah.
But he really, I mean, that's the difference between someone like me and someone like him. It must happen to him every fucking minute of every day.
Yeah.
Because he was nice and polite,
Yeah.
but he didn't say much.
He didn't offer
and he
much.
didn't offer much. And I'm absolutely not, I approached him with I'm sorry to bother you. Like, I'm not saying he should have had loads, but it was just interesting seeing how someone remains polite and enables a good experience, which he did, while also protecting his own time.
Keeping a distance.
Because that's still something that we're not super good at sometimes, is like protecting our own experience.
Yeah, I'm bad at that. I just like to talk to everyone.
And I like to talk to
I
everyone
do
as well. Like, I absolutely do. But, it's important to do that. But it was just interesting seeing him in real time dealing with everyone coming over to him. But he still, he didn't stop going where he needed to go. He didn't really stop and have much of a chat with anyone. He was really good at it. And it's, it's a testament, because it would be a fine line between being rude and being what he was, and he was on the right line of that. He was like very, very smiley, very happy, very willing, but also really kind of protective of his own time.
He wasn't gonna hang around, and you could tell that, but he wasn't rude about it, and that is hard to do.
And I think that's a real skill, and just really cool to see someone. And respect to him for hanging out as well,
Yeah, for even going in that area, because he must have known he was gonna get swarmed when they're literally playing that night.
Headlining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting decision, really. But yeah, I mean,
he did it because he wanted a bit of attention.
Maybe, and it's nice to
feel a bit lonely.
It's nice to feel the love. To be fair, like, I'd be lying if I said we haven't gone into the area before because we want to meet people. It's nice to get that.
I do love meeting people.
Yeah, me too.
So many lovely people.
It is great. But yeah, so 75, lovely skyline, lovely crew. Just a lot going on. Played A Change of Heart.
Yeah.
One of my favourites. Raz seemed to be enjoying himself, which were nice.
He's not a massive 75 fan, is he?
I think he is. I think he's a big 75 fan, but it's popular to hear. And he don't have any time for like the nonsense. I think he likes the songs, but he don't have any time for like the nonsense that comes with it. He really loved it when we went to see him in Leeds Arena. I know he had a great time there. Raz is always quite muted unless he's like hammered.
Yeah.
But he was enjoying it, which was good. Then they announced the Reading and Leeds thing.
That was just
incredible.
So unexpected.
What a great moment.
Yeah.
For us, that's our big deal festival. And we've been slating the lineup all year.
And now they give us that.
And now here you go.
And I thought there's no way that, like, even if somebody dropped out, because 75 replaced Rage, there's no way that they would replace someone again.
Yeah, because we knew...
And the fact that they are is just mental.
Like, we knew Capaldi were dropping out because he said it after Glasgow.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was a bit up in the air, wasn't it? Who's going to do it? Is it going to be 75? And like you said, like, no one thought it was going to be them, because why would they do it 2 years in a row without it being their own headline slot?
It's 3. Did they do 2021?
Yeah, they headlined.
No, 2019, 2022, now 2023, innit?
Yeah.
Same as what on, and then Posty did 3 in a row, didn't he?
2.
He did literally 3 in a row.
Did he headline twice?
No, he did 2.
He did one as a sub-headliner.
Yeah, first one went middle of day.
Was it?
Yeah, because that's when you lot were introduced to him, and I got chocky on my shoulders.
Right. And then he headlined it twice.
Yeah.
Once co-headlined 21 Pilots, but he was the final headliner.
Yeah.
And then once it was when
that was 2021.
It was, and that was a good lineup. That, but
I don't remember that set.
But 75 are an easy booking. They're local. They're probably available for that. They won't have any exclusivity things as their UK tour is not announced yet. And It's an easy crowd pleaser, massive band. I just hope they don't only play that album in full, and I think they will.
They will.
Do you reckon?
I know they're playing it in full, but I hope that's not all we get.
But isn't that like, aren't the songs on that, I don't know tons about them, but in the songs on that album that you just are desperate to hear, but they just won't ever play live?
There's a couple.
On the deluxe album.
The deluxe is a different story.
But they'll be playing just the normal album, which, so like for...
So you got Chocolate and Girls and The City, if you know that.
There's one song that everyone's always desperate for.
That's not
Which
on
one?
that.
Is that on Deluxe?
Antichrist.
Yeah.
It's technically... The deluxe is just the album and then the 4 EPs that came before it on one disc.
Oh, okay.
So it is on the deluxe, but I don't think they would play it even if they
just
played
want to
the
hear
deluxe.
Me.
I would just love to hear some like stuff of that era, but not just that album, because I think that'd be quite underwhelming. You got an hour show. A good amount of that album's not that good.
Yeah.
Talk, Money, Is There Someone Who Can Watch You, An Encounter, 12, is that on there? The song 12, like. I would rather have the album and then You and Me and
Raz and Chalk.
Everyone's there. You know, some of those bangers from Woman. I'd take Woman. It'd just be nice to do that.
It would.
But I don't think we will get more than that.
Because they won't play. Surely they're not going to play like an Encounter.
Well, they always do an Encounter. It's on tape, innit? It's a tape before Robbers. Because it's just the intro to Robbers coming in is an Encounter.
Is it?
You see, they announced the album today, the 10-year anniversary album.
Yeah, like all the...
It's just, I mean, it's not really an announcement, is it?
No. But
all the first album merch is reissued.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, but that's merch, though. The album, I mean, it's just the same
songs, no, but
like,
I mean like the stuff on their store at the minute. They've got like earrings and
the necklaces.
The shirts are great. I wanted to get all of them. For the second album, they made a shirt for every song with the neon sign. You know, they had those images and it was like the neon sign somewhere. It said like somebody else or like...
I've got them hung up on my wall.
Yeah, and they did a shirt for everyone. And I was like, I really want to get all them, but is it worth like a 300 quid investment to get like 12 of the same shirt with a different word on?
Yeah.
I mean, later on in life, you'd probably think back and think, I should have done that. But... at this time and be like this moment in time, I just no.
Our friend Ben, who none of you know, has or went through maybe 5 years ago and collected like 80 Lost Prophets shirts.
I know Ben.
All different ones. I don't mean you two. I mean the viewers. And also because we're talking about him collecting Lost Prophets shirts.
True.
You know, even if they did know him, we'd be saying you don't know him. But it's not the Ben that you're thinking. Anyway. And I was thinking, I had a drunk thought of like, he's going to have all those shirts. They're worth nothing to anyone.
Yeah.
But for archival purposes, I need to have them. I need all those shirts off him. So I sent him a message. I was like, yo, random one, like, have you still got all those Lost Prophets shirts? He was like, oh, let me check. And he's like, I've been wearing them for work. He's like, he's a plasterer. So it's like, they're all fucking ruined.
Battered, what?
I was like, it'd be just like the preservation of like, here's 80 shirts of a completely forgotten and totally unwelcome band, and here's 80 of their merch, like the world's biggest collection of their shirts, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, God,
that'd be funny.
And I just drunkenly thought like, that'd be funny to like. Just have in a cupboard somewhere. Just like, check these
frame
out.
Frame them. Put them on wall.
Check these out.
Put them above bed so when someone's coming round.
But anyway, he doesn't have them, and I'm glad.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that, to be honest. Might get a few weird looks.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do think about stuff like that all the time. Like Static Dress, they've got a album that's it's kind of out. There's like a few songs that are left, but like one or two, I have no idea. But they've just got a pre-order out for their vinyls for that album, and I'm like, ooh, I really fancy that. It's like, not because I listen to vinyls, because we're not plugged in ever, but it's like,
do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I would love to listen to them, to be fair. But it's like, I think at the time, like, I look at it and I'm like, it's 35 quid, and I'm like, I don't have 35 quid to just throw away on a vinyl that I'm going to probably listen to once and then once again in another year's time. It's like, don't make financial sense to me. But then I think about like later on in life, like 25, 30 years down the line when Static Dress are as big as Bring Me or bigger. And I've got that vinyl and it glows in the dark still.
Yeah,
that was a big selling point, the glow in the dark.
That's a good way to justify purchases to yourself. It's how I justified most of my purchases all throughout, like whether it was gaming or hype clothing, which I'm still, very much interested in. Like, absolutely. I just haven't bought any for a little bit. It's because I haven't had any fucking money. But everything is justified as like it's an investment.
Yeah.
It turns out they all were investments, just in the wrong direction.
I almost bought the Austin album as well, the vinyl for that.
Yeah, I was thinking, I literally added it to my cart.
Yeah, same.
And then I look and I'm like, oh.
There's a lovely t-shirt that.
Like the 75 one, I'm like, well, I've got every 75 record, all like deluxe and stuff, like quite a rare first album one, which is lovely. I've got all the EPs. Like I want to have the 10-year anniversary, and I'm going to check out, and it's like, it's 65 quid or it's sold out. But if I want to get it with like the t-shirt, all of a sudden it's not sold out.
Yeah.
It's annoying that.
And it's like, I just can't justify it. Like, I'd love Austin. I'd love a copy of Stoney. And maybe as we start listening to that more, like the record player, because I'm going to do that tomorrow, then maybe I'll be more inclined to, because I used to love listening to records. But we got the new 75 album there. Haven't opened it. Got the car behind it by Arctic Monkeys. Haven't opened it.
Yeah, Orville Peck is, I can't remember the name of it. Not Pony. Like, I want that, because I've got the newer album, but I'd love Pony. But I ain't listened to the newer album. I haven't listened to pretty much any of my vinyls.
Vinyls just
you've listened to my vinyls more than me.
Yeah, probably. It's just so expensive.
I'm glad I got that Bring Me one, though. The Royal Albert Hall. That someone crushed the box off.
Yeah, that is a shame about that.
It's annoying, that. So Bring Me did a gig at Royal Albert Hall, and it's like really fucking good. Sempiternal era, I think. Or maybe Happy Song era, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's like, I bought it because I just saw it on the store. I thought, yeah, that's great. I'll have that. We didn't have a record player. I just bought it because I wanted to support Bring Me, and I thought that's a cool bit of merch, because I've got a Broco one from the same time where it's like technology, and it's like the deluxe box, and it's got loads of stuff in. And then one day Rob was just looking online at like the cost of vinyls and stuff, and he goes, "Do you know how much that Bring Me one's worth? 300 quid."
Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's the only vinyl in the whole collection of mine, mum's and dad's, which I've got, and Dan's probably got about 5. It's the only one that's worth any money.
Yeah.
And the box is crushed.
Yeah. So I had it on top of my cupboard, and we had in fact, I think it was the Mathematics gig round our flat, because obviously there's loads of people there.
Yeah.
Someone's just taken it off to have a look at it, chucked it on bed, and someone sat on it.
Oh.
So the corner of the box is crushed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Really annoying, that. But, you live and you learn. Don't leave your shit out like that.
Yeah.
Don't leave your shit on top of your cupboard for
Well,
someone
do you know
someone
what?
to take it down.
And if that hadn't have happened, we wouldn't have had this great conversation about it, though, would we? So
True.
it all comes back around.
What do you think the comments going to be like on this podcast? I think people are going to enjoy this.
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
well, they should
Do you know what?
get over it.
I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, I have
a
as
lot
well.
more than most of them. And people will think, because we're talking a bit,
bit
because
slower,
we started
less
like
energetic.
I wasn't feeling bad or tired necessarily. I was just
No, but it's
the vibes are good, everything's good, and I've had a much better chat than I thought we were gonna.
I've had a good chat, but I mean, because it'll be called something like what went down at Transmit, but really we've not.
we've not spoke about what
I think
actually
we
went
should
down.
change the title. Have Transmit in it, but then something else as well, and then there's no room.
Well, how about you come up with title?
All right,
There we go. Problem solved.
Good news. I got great news actually.
go on.
On September 10th, which is a day before the 22nd anniversary of the September the 11th attacks, Two Door Cinema Club are playing at Rock City in Nottingham, which is a small venue.
I've never been Rock City.
It's all right, but
Was that the end of that?
I'm just checking the calendar.
What is the date of that?
I'm in Germany, but September 10th.
Yeah, but what's the? Well, it don't matter.
What's the date of that?
The day.
It's a Sunday.
Oh.
It's Nottingham.
Well, if you were about, then I'd go.
But you're not, so Shit, that'll look both of you.
Great news that.
That is great news for Two-Door fans. Would love to know. In fact, Two-Door fans will already know. But people who hate Two-Door might be interested in knowing.
We should name the podcast that.
Yeah, what else are they doing, man? They're doing Summer Sonic at the end of August. That would be great.
What's Summer Sonic?
Tokyo Music Festival.
Oh God, sign me up immediately if I can get time off.
Do you know what? The last
not,
thing
I'll
I
just
would
quit,
want to go.
please.
We were talking about, can we make that this year? Like, can we go the other day?
Obviously not.
And we were like, well, it would just be me and Jake, so it would be pretty boring. But like, the last thing I want to do in Tokyo is go to a festival.
Yeah, there's so much to do in Tokyo. It's literally like 3 Londons.
There's a festival coming up in Poland called Fest Festival. And you'll be pleased to know Two-Door Cinema Club are playing that.
Great.
Whereabouts in Poland?
Chorzo.
Oh yeah, Charzo.
Corzo.
CHORZO.
I thought he'd
Great.
fucking say it properly. I thought he'd speak it.
Why would it not?
There's Independence Festival coming up in Ireland and that they're playing at. That sounds pretty good. Independence Festival.
Is it just loads of indie bands?
It will be. Independence Music and Arts Festival. This looks pretty good. Who's playing?
Speaking of
Well,
indie
Two-Door.
bands,
Oh, Anne-Marie. Fuck off.
Well, Jake will love that.
who's Anne Marie?
Like Jake's favourite
Jake's like
female
dream
artist.
woman.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
You'd know her. She's actually got a song with H. That,
She's a big like radio artist, like,
yeah, like
very popular.
very like in the charts.
Oh, all right. That's probably why I don't know her then.
Yeah.
Don't really listen to charts that much.
Yeah.
Got my own taste in music, not Radio
I don't
One's
let
taste
the
in music.
fucking charts tell me what to listen to.
Until Bring Me Are in charts, I don't listen to charts.
Oh, we got a latest comment on a video is on Rockworcher. Them Vessi trainers are awful. They're great, man.
You know what? Mine aren't that bad. Mine look like...
They're
Like-
brilliant.
It's the colourway of Rob's that look awful.
I picked that colour
Yeah.
specifically and I don't regret it because they're great.
Mine look like a dad who is, you know, not so fashion conscious.
The
but
only
needs some
reason that
comfortable
you're saying
footwear.
that is because they don't have a fucking swoosh on the side.
No,
honestly, I'm
If they-
telling
if
you,
they were
the
all
design.
black,
If-
then fair
If
enough.
someone who wasn't me, right, because you know I don't normally wear shoes that style, but if Chucky pulled up with them and they had a Jordan emblem on the back and like a printed swoosh and they were the new Nike Air Jordan 35 Pros that he got on the sneakers app, right, and he won the raffle on the sneakers app, we'd be like,
I'd
that's
probably
a cold ass honky.
I'd probably tell him that the trainers are nice, not to hurt his feelings, but
Yeah, we got the
realistically,
Velcros.
like,
Nah,
I'd be thinking
it's-
internally, not for
They
me.
literally don't
It's
even
the
look that
colourway,
different to
sorry, I
Yeezys.
don't like them.
They very much
But
do look different to
In all
Yeezys.
black, then they'd be all right. Like
Well, I've
Rosha
got
runs.
great news. If Vessi want to work with us again, I'll be more than happy to do the sponsor segment. But there is a company that is going to be working with us that one of you two, that they're working with us twice, and you two are going to do it either independently or separately.
Is this one for
And do you know
the
what, Dan?
tramlines?
You got a lot of notice because it's going to be for November. So,
Wait,
and I'll
what?
tell you about it off camera.
All right.
All right. So it's not the one that's for the tramlines video.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, all right, sound, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used them before.
Yeah, I know you have. But like that's something that I really don't like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
know.
dislike it.
Do
but
I
just
like
don't use it. Yeah, you use the service,
It's
but
bad dragon dildos.
but you know, so I'll represent for Vessi. You can represent for that
All
brand.
right.
But I don't want to. I don't want any input on.
I mean, all right. If I use it already.
Cool. Yeah. Anyway, how long have we gone for there?
So far, we're up to an hour and a half. That's not bad at all,
Excellent.
that, for a conversation about a festival we haven't talked about yet.
It's good, isn't it? Anyone got anything else to say?
To be honest, no, I think that's pretty much
We've
it.
covered everything.
Yeah, we've covered the most of it. It might feel like we haven't covered a lot of the festival, and I've said it before, but they are starting to blend into one a little bit. A lot of the smaller festivals that we've been to before, like not the big hitters like Rockham and Glasgow and stuff like that, they do kind of blend in because they have the same vibe, the same rides, the same artists, the same food. Like it's hard to distinguish them after a while. So don't let us put you off because they are still great festivals. This is just more of like our take on it after doing so many.
And we're still learning the behavior with the podcast of like, does every festival need one of these? This was an easy like, we can keep a podcast going every week because it's just the hard thing about a podcast is thinking about what to do it about.
Yeah.
So this is like perfect. We don't need to think about it for
a
a whole 6 months or whatever.
That's a good point. Like, it is dead hard thinking of ideas of what you would like to watch on the podcast. So I'm going to ask you, and I don't like asking you for stuff, but leave us a comment of what you want us to do a podcast about. If there's any specific theme, any I don't know.
And the good thing is, along with all those ideas that they contribute, obviously you'll have been thinking as well for the last 3 months.
I've already got a
And
list full,
excellent.
but it's
Better not be my list. Let me read you my list.
No, it's a mixture of yours.
I'm not
Jake's,
dissing you
Chalk's,
here.
Razzy's.
I'm just saying how like shit my initial podcast ideas list was. So this is my list that I made when we were just getting the podcast started. Podcast ideas. And I'm not going to elaborate on any of these points. I'm just going to say them.
Oh, I've read some of these and I'm so lost. And I were there when you wrote them.
Here we go. Sausage rolls, Vauxhall Corsa.
What?
School stories. Chris Anderson Red Bull story.
Why would they do? Who's Chris Anderson?
College. Ray-Ban.
What?
Wish. Targeted t-shirts.
What?
Fiverr. School rumours. Tinder swap. We must have all been single.
Oh no, that was. Oh no, it wasn't. Never mind.
TPD pics.
Don't know.
Danny's Nana adverts.
Oh, I actually remember what that is.
Crazy girl. Hate quiz. Phone in. There might be something in the phone in.
Yeah,
Cutting panties.
What?
What?
Channel 4.
Oh god, fuck Channel 4.
Shit on a map. Golf club walking home. Annoying fans. That one wouldn't really land well.
Probably not. No.
Well, we've got like 0.001% of our fans are annoying. But if we made like a here's our annoying fans, that wouldn't land very well, would it?
Singles one person out.
Dream Festival lineup. Wow. Drunk podcast. We should do mukbangs. Asda reviews. JFK toilet phone incident with Bryody.
What?
Mathematics. Mistaken for Alex Gasgarth. And that's all the ideas that I had in that initial one.
Did we ever
there's
speak about
another-
what we got up to in the airport after Coachella?
No, I'm scared to.
Yeah, it's
Don't
probably a bad
Don't want to
idea.
be put on a list. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation. It's felt very
I've had a good
organic.
time, yeah. It's
And
see, this is the kind of conversation where it's not got direction. It's not aimed. It's not there to push a narrative. It's just us having a chat.
Yeah.
sometimes, I think that's the key. I'm having a light bulb moment here. I think that's the key to the podcast. Because what we'd always do is think of an idea. Back when I was doing it, and I was doing it all right, we had a good amount of back catalogue and stuff, but it was like, think of an idea first, who we're going to get in. And what we should do is...
See who we can get in, and then
Yeah, like with YouTube, well, I know this is YouTube, but like with the main channel, you got to work from the title backwards.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we tried to do this year, and it's worked great.
and that's hard to do at podcasts.
But that
'cause I'm
don't work
shit
for the
at coming up
podcast.
with
You need to
ideas.
work from the conversation back forwards to the title. And I think that's the key, is every week in the off season, the calendar invite goes out to all 9 extended family members of the group, and whichever 3 come on, great. Just have a chat about something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you know what? Everyone will have a better time, and we'll have a better product.
I agree.
True.
Because when it's just an organic chat, because we are just funny together, aren't we?
I
When
think
we-
we're
when we
fucking
talk.
brilliant.
You're
Like,
funny
I
looking.
have a good time. I have a good time having a chat with any of yous.
Yeah, same. And that's why this podcast, I think I've been on a few of them. It's been maybe my favourite one. And we don't even
Really?
have it's not being like super high energy, but I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about just random shit, and I like hearing my own voice.
Yeah, I know you do. But you can't this time because you haven't got your headphones on.
That's true. We are still going to do the what went downs for the festivals, but you know.
Oh yeah, like it's nice to give everyone that little bit of extra content about the time we had. I think I'm going to put it in my book, and I'm missing quite a few, so you're going to have to tell me what I'm missing. So I think the last one was
What is this? Sorry.
This is the book to like just which one was best.
Right. Okay.
So Glastonbury was the last one I put in. What was after Glasgow?
Isle of Wight.
So that was quite mid. I'd say better than download though, because it seemed like you had a better time than you did at download.
Definitely better than download.
Pop it there. After Isle of Wight.
Rock Lurcher.
Oh, Wurcher was good. I'd put that behind Ring.
Yeah, I'd put it above Isle of Wight, to be fair. So that's all right.
That is, yeah. After Wurcher, it was
Trees. So I would put Trees.
Lower than download?
I'd put it at the bottom there.
Really? Why is Coachella at the bottom?
Because it wasn't that good.
I had a fucking great time.
Yeah,
No,
but
put
we had
Trees
a
under
great time
Coachella.
at all the ones above.
True.
And then I'd put
I just have a good time.
Transmit with the greatest respect to everyone involved
worst.
at the bottom now.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just me saying that. Like, you know,
No,
it's hard when
for stuff like Trees, Isle of Wight, and Transmit. Well, I was there at Transmit, but Trees and Isle of Wight aren't there, so I'm going off your say.
when we do the festival awards, we need to think of like a scalable way where, like, because obviously I can vote for Isle of Wight. You shouldn't be able to, but then that's not getting a fair. Maybe the answer is.
I think it depends on the category. So if it's stuff like which festival had the best food, it's like then you'd be able to.
But if it was,
that'd be just you lot. But if it's which video was best or whatever the category is, like there'll be certain categories where everyone can get involved because we've seen the video and we know certain parts of it.
Interesting to think about.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
definitely
to
something
that.
to have a sit down and go through. But
Cool.
anyway, we're getting on a bit. So we're still Glasto at the top, followed by Rock Am Ring, and then Rock Wurcher. They're your top three. The rest of them can fuck off.
I can tell you there's a new one probably at the top,
Is it?
but we'll leave that for next week.
Fair. I'm looking forward to that video. Right. Anyway, we're gonna go. We're gonna.
Oh, I need a shite.
I'm
Lovely.
desperate
That's what
for
we
a
wanted to hear.
piss.
Do you
So
want to piss in mine before I was
Please.
shite?
thank you both for joining me on
Thank
this
you,
lovely
Dan.
evening
Dan.
with the sun setting. It's a beautiful sight over there, over Leeds. Love you both. I love
you
all
too.
of you at home, and I love doing this. Please let me do it some more by doing what you're doing and watching it.
You can do it whenever you want. It's in your living room.
What? No.
Come on, do it whenever you fucking want.
Yeah, but it's weird me sat here by myself talking to no one. But cameras turned
Only
off.
buzz I get any sense out.
I was talking about
Go
them
for
at
your
home
piss.
with them at
Oh,
home.
well, it's still on.
We are. I
I know,
turned
but
it
she
off,
needs
yeah.
a piss.
Well, she should
Oh.
hurry up.
I've been
Here's the thing.
desperate for a piss for the last
Have a
half
think
hour.
about what you want those sounds to be.
Oh, mate, don't worry. I'm going to acapella these bad boys.
Okay, because we need to do
It's
them
going
as
to be
well.
really annoying then.
Yeah, like this one. Right. Anyway, thank you all. Love you
Oh,
all.
I saw Lil
Shut
Jon. All right.
Lil Jon.
Did you do the shots one? Is that shots?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shots.
Saw him on F Saturday night.
Lil Jon Wayne.
No.
Oh,
I thought that was Lil Wayne.
Chicken Lil Jon.
I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
Good night, everyone.
Anyway, good night, everyone. Bye.